What's up, Maniacs? If you've been following us on Instagram at all, you know that I picked up this cool little Z3 from my son for a good price and to help him out, and I just like driving the fun little car. But anyways, there's some things I don't like about it. It's been his car, so I haven't messed with it, but it's now mine, and it's time to make some changes. So, engine-wise, not a whole lot going on. It's got a ton of miles on it, like just shy of 250,000 miles, and we're just gonna let it go. I just wanna run this motor and keep running it until it just doesn't run anymore. And then I have some ideas what I wanna do, but you're just gonna have to wait and see on that. It's pretty crazy, so we'll see if it can work out when the time comes. Interior-wise, as you can see, these seats are absolutely shot. They are gone. They hurt my back. They're uncomfortable. They're stiff. The leather's not pliable. They're just shot, and they have got to go. So we are going to be installing some new PRP seats. In order to put racing seats in here, we're also going to need a harness bar, or of course harnesses. So we've got some work to do. We're going to take some measurements, order some seats, going to be some cool seats that fit the car really nicely, and get those installed. Not only are we just going to do the seats, but we're also going to do Dynamat on this car. We're going to do it under the hood. We're going to do the interiors. When I pull the seats, it'll be pretty easy to get to the floor, hopefully, and we're going to put some Dynamat in the floor of this thing. When I did the doors, it made a huge difference, so I'm really excited to see what kind of difference it makes on the rest of the interior done. Also going to do the trunk at the same time. Should make this car a little more quiet and a lot more solid feeling and sounding when you hit bumps and close doors. So I'm really looking forward to what Dynamat's going to do for this car as well. The other thing that I can't stand on the interior is the wood grain. I am not a wood grain person. I've never owned a car with wood grain that I've actually liked. I have masked it out in an Audi that I had. I wrapped over it with some pretty cool looking hex graphics that fit the car pretty well, look pretty neat. This car, the only wood on it is just a little bit on the center console of the dash, and it's got to go. So I already bought some black wrap to put over it, and so when I pull the seats out, it should be easier to pull that whole center console out, and we're going to give that a wrap. The stereo system is another place. Interior speakers are okay. I've done some work on that in the past for my son. We've got some tweeters up in the doors that sound pretty decent. It's got some down in the kick panels that are okay. It's got a couple behind the seats that you can't hear because the seats are up against them anyways. Don't care about those, but it is missing some bass. I have never, I don't think, owned in my life a car with no subwoofers. So it's time. This thing's gonna get at least one subwoofer in the trunk. It's not gonna be crazy. The trunk in this thing is already super tiny. So I really need some trunk space, at least enough to fit a couple backpacks, right? Because this car is gonna go to quarantine cruise one of these days. We're gonna take it to some car shows in California, maybe Vegas. Definitely want to do a little autocross here and there. So I at least need the room for a couple of backpacks, a night or two stay somewhere. So I gotta have some trunk. But I've had in my shop an amp and a wiring kit and at least one 10-inch sub. And the carpet to put over the box even has been in my shop for years, sitting there waiting for this car, and my son never got around to it. So it is time. It's now my car. I want to make it how I want it, and I definitely want some bass in this thing. The first thing that I tackle here is the seats and the harness bar, but again, once you pull the seats, you got access to a lot of stuff interior. So I think this thing's gonna end up sitting in the shop for a little while I do all these things. I know it is December right now, and Christmas is coming up. We're gonna try to get my daughter's van done. I anticipate it being January-ish, probably, before I start working on this car really, but probably whenever the seats come. So I don't know exactly when that is yet, since I haven't even measured for them to figure out which ones I'm gonna get. So that's my step as soon as I'm done recording this video. hopefully you're enjoying our content. You're watching this, so I'm assuming you have seen us before. Go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can see when more of our stuff comes out. That way you won't miss any of these upgrades to the little Z3 or Jim's 62 Mercury or John's 49 Ford that we call the Born Again. Lots of cool stuff coming up for all of this. Don't want to give away some of the stuff we're doing on the other cars, so just stay tuned. That's all I can say. And thanks for watching.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you guys like to support our channel, go to our website at maniacsgarage.com. Check out the merch we have on there. Hats, t-shirts, decals, and more.